he just climbed back to number 4 in the world. He ended a 28-month victory drought at Pebble Beach. He announced he and his wife were expecting their first child. Collin Morikawa is having the kind of year that reminds everyone why he was supposed to be the next dominant force in golf. But at the Texas Children's Houston Open, with the Masters just days away, he did something that had nothing to do with his swing. He stepped to a microphone, pulled out a check, and made an announcement that stunned everyone in the room. The number on the check was $500,000. The cause was one close to his heart, and the story behind it revealed something about Morikawa that even his biggest fans didn't know. Subscribe for the full story of Collin Morikawa's massive charity announcement and the personal reason behind it. Collin Morikawa has never been just about golf. From the moment he turned professional in 2019, he made it clear that his success on the course would be matched by his commitment off it. The two-time major champion, who at 27 already has 6 PGA Tour victories, has quietly built a reputation as one of the most generous players in the game. In 2024, he partnered with Las Vegas Sands, signing on as a champion ambassador in a multi-year deal that went far beyond traditional endorsements. The partnership kicked off with a $100,000 donation to the Maggie Hathaway Golf Course Restoration Project in Los Angeles, where Morikawa grew up. As honorary chairman of 4 Youth, the 2023 U.S. Open Community Legacy Campaign, he championed the transformation of the course into a hub for junior golf development, a $15 million project aimed at creating opportunities for kids who might not otherwise have access to the game. Collin is an outstanding partner for us on many fronts, first and foremost because of his leadership both on and off the course, Sands chairman and CEO Robert G. Goldstein said at the time. The partnership has taken Morikawa around the world. In Macau, he led youth golf clinics designed to promote leadership skills. In New York, he supported the Sands Cares Youth Empowerment Initiative. When deadly wildfires devastated Hawaii, he stepped up with relief efforts. But his philanthropy has never been about headlines. Morikawa has quietly donated to causes across the country, from junior golf programs in underserved communities to disaster relief funds. His foundation, the Collin Morikawa Foundation, was established to support youth development through sports, with a focus on providing access to golf for kids who might not otherwise have the opportunity to play. He understands that he's been given a gift, and he's determined to use that gift to help others. That's rare in any sport, especially at his age. Now, with a new chapter of his life approaching, fatherhood, Morikawa was about to make his biggest philanthropic gesture yet, and the cause he chose was one that hit closer to home than any before.
The press conference was supposed to be about golf. Collin Morikawa was preparing for the Texas Children's Houston Open, his final tune-up before the Masters. He'd been playing well, a win at Pebble Beach in February, a T3 at the Arnold Palmer Invitational in March, his game rounding into form at exactly the right time. The questions were predictable. How's the back? How's the swing? Are you ready for Augusta? Then, without warning, Morikawa reached into his jacket and pulled out a check. The room, which had been buzzing with the usual pre-tournament energy, went silent. "I've been thinking about this for a while," Morikawa said, his voice steady but his eyes betraying the emotion behind the words. "My wife Catherine and I are expecting our first child later this year, and it's made me think a lot about the kind of world we want to raise our child in, about the opportunities we want to create, about the lives we want to impact." He paused, letting the weight of his words settle. "So today, I'm proud to announce a donation of $500,000 to Texas Children's Hospital." The number landed like a thunderclap, $500,000. Not a small gesture from a foundation, not a tax write-off, a personal donation from a 27-year-old who had just started winning again, who had his own family to think about, who could have kept the money and no one would have blinked. "I've been coming to Houston for years," Morikawa continued. "I've seen the work that Texas Children's does. I've met the families. I've heard their stories. and I've been inspired by the courage they show every day." He looked down at the check, then back at the room. "This is just the beginning." The room erupted in applause. Reporters scrambled to file their stories, social media lit up with the news, and Collin Morikawa, the two-time major champion who had spent the last 2 years fighting his way back to the top of the game, had just reminded everyone that some things are bigger than golf. Texas Children's Hospital is one of the largest pediatric hospitals in the world, a sprawling complex in the heart of Houston's medical center that treats more than 1.5 million children each year. It's known for cutting-edge research, pioneering treatments, and a commitment to providing care to every child who walks through its doors, regardless of their family's ability to pay. For Morikawa, the connection was personal. His wife, Catherine, a former Stanford soccer player, had worked with children's charities throughout her own career. When they visited Houston in previous years, they made a point of touring the hospital, meeting with families, and learning about the work being done there. "You see these kids, these families fighting every day," Morikawa said, "and you realize how lucky you are, how lucky we all are, and you start thinking about what you can do to help." The $500,000 donation was earmarked for the hospital's pediatric cancer center, a place where children from across the country come for treatment that isn't available anywhere else. The money would go toward research, toward patient support, toward giving families a chance to focus on what matters most, their child's health. "I can't imagine what those families go through," Morikawa said. "I'm about to become a father, and the thought of my child being sick, of not being able to do anything about it, it's terrifying. So if there's anything I can do to make that journey a little easier, to give those families a little more hope, that's what I want to do." The announcement was met with immediate gratitude from hospital officials. "Collin's generosity will make a real difference in the lives of children and families who are facing the most difficult moments of their lives," a hospital spokesperson said. "We're deeply grateful for his support." But for Morikawa, the donation wasn't about recognition. It was about using the platform he'd been given to do something good, something that mattered. "I've been given a lot, a talent for golf, a platform to speak, a life that most people can only dream of. And I've always believed that with that comes responsibility, responsibility to give back, responsibility to help, responsibility to leave the world a little better than I found it." The news spread quickly. Within hours of Morikawa's announcement, the golf world had taken notice. Players, fans, and commentators alike praised the two-time major champion for his generosity. Rory McIlroy, who has his own charitable foundation, was among the first to respond. "Collin's always been one of the good guys," McIlroy said, "but this is next level. $500,000 to a children's hospital? That's not just a donation. That's a statement." Justin Thomas, another close friend, echoed the sentiment. "Collin's been through a lot the last couple years. Injuries, slumps, doubt. He could have focused entirely on his own game, but he never forgot that there's more to life than golf. That's the kind of person he is." The reaction on social media was equally effusive. Fans praised Morikawa for using his platform to make a difference. Some shared their own experiences with Texas Children's Hospital, stories of children who had been treated there, of families who had been supported. The hashtag #CollinCares began trending within hours. Even the PGA Tour took notice, releasing a statement praising Morikawa for his extraordinary generosity and noting that his donation would make a lasting impact on the lives of countless children and families. Morikawa, for his part, was characteristically humble. "I didn't do this for attention," he said. "I did it because it's the right thing to do, because I can, because I want to be part of something bigger than myself." He paused, then added a final thought that revealed the depth of his commitment. "I've won 2 majors. I've made a lot of money. I've achieved things that most people only dream of. But if I'm being honest, this feels bigger than any trophy. This feels like something that actually matters." Collin Morikawa's $500,000 donation to Texas Children's Hospital won't make him a better golfer. It won't lower his scores. It won't help him win the Masters. But it will change lives. It will fund research. It will support families who are fighting the most difficult battles imaginable. And it will remind everyone who witnessed it that the measure of a person isn't in the trophies they collect, but in the impact they make. For Morikawa, the decision to donate came at a pivotal moment in his career. After 2 years of struggles, of doubt, of wondering if he'd ever find his way back to the top, he's finally playing the kind of golf that made him a 2-time major champion. He's healthy, he's confident, he's ready for the Masters, and he's about to become a father. The donation was a reflection of that journey, a recognition that success isn't just about what you achieve for yourself, it's about what you do for others. The last few years have taught me a lot, Morikawa said, about patience, about perseverance, about what really matters. And what really matters is the people you love, the lives you touch, the difference you make. He paused, looking out at the crowd that had gathered to hear him speak. I'm gonna win more tournaments. I'm gonna compete for more majors. I'm gonna chase history. But at the end of the day, the thing I'll be most proud of isn't the trophies. It's knowing that I used what I was given to help others. That's the legacy I want to leave. The Masters begins in 2 weeks. Collin Morikawa will be there, chasing the one title that has eluded him since he burst onto the scene. He'll face Scottie Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Jon Rahm, and a field of the best players in the world. He'll try to add another chapter to a career that already includes 2 majors, 6 PGA Tour victories, and a FedEx Cup championship. But whatever happens at Augusta, he's already won something that matters more. He's shown the world who he is, and that's a legacy no green jacket can match. For more coverage of the biggest stories in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell.